are you tuning into? The Black Hot Fire Radio. And you're listening to Yes, Massive Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Black African Bliss-Should. With your host, none other than Joey. From Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice for all. Big up, massive.
Bringing communities together around the world.
Bringing you another hour of the hottest tracks from around the globe.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Greetings and salutations, massive. Here's Andrew Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio.
When you wake up sleeping, say my name every time. I don't want to keep up, baby, oh, but I got my wife. I know you want to be my wife. So when you tell your son, tell you to relax, and don't be tripping on the because I'll be back. Your friend them in your ears, them a chat. You know what I listen and I don't. And don't you like it when you hit it from the back. And don't you like it when you spend the money's back. I don't know everybody. You already know that you want to do. You want to spend more time, You want to spend more time. What can you keep a secret for a long, long time? When you awake or sleeping, say my name every time. I don't want to keep up, baby, oh, but I got my wife. I know you want to be my wife. When I'm young, but that not means I'm young. Making them trying to show you that I'm coming back. You will be talking crazy cause I make you come every time I bring you closer, closer. To make your booty and choke you. March like a soldier when I tell you come over. Yeah. I know you wanna spend more time, spend more time. I know you wanna spend more time. But baby, can you keep a secret for a long time?
Wanna conversate, might end up in a bed if it comes to that. It could be about a week when we don't decay. You know you get it coming when you come away. Might fuck up in this club, but a song away. I turn it off for the woman that's so one for me. I give you everything, you still want it all from me. Who put up when you need company?
I know.
You wanna spend more time, spend more.
Yes, good afternoon. Good morning from wherever you're listening to me from. Yes, welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. In case you're here for the first time, to all our amazing returning subscribers, 10 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in the 254. What's the time on your end? Yes, karibuni sana, and of course, welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. That is Burna Boy featuring Jeremy, if I'm pronouncing it, Jeremy. Whatever you want to pronounce it. But of course, the name of the jam is Secret. Playing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. Karibuni sana once again. I go by the name Joby. And of course, a quick shout out to everyone joining us via TikTok. I see Mr. Black Hot Fire is live with us. Shout out to Extended Mag. Shout out to Evans Wafula. Shout out to Morio. Shout out to User 50. Shout out to Bernard in the building as well. Shout out to Dennis Okelo. And of course, Karibuni sana to today's conversation. Shout out to Shot, who's also with us on the building, and to everyone who's streaming live with us also on Facebook, on YouTube, on the radio station app, and also on the show page and on Rumble Live. Karibuni sana. Welcome to today's conversation where we shall be discussing about the continuation of African slavery. And when you take us back to history and you look at the European trade of, the European mode of slavery, or that whatever they did into the African continent, we've discussed, and majority of this information is also less discussed, where we had our fellow or our very own Africans who also were part of, giving us away to these Europeans and rather to these colonial masters. But when you look at most of the African countries, rather if you look at actually our claimed independency today as a continent, and every African state, rather every African country, we still have modern day-to-day slavery still continuing. And the question posed to you, which is my topic of the day, is should we actually blame the continuation of slavery to Africans? Because when we talk about Africans, we're talking about the leaders, we're talking about we ourselves, because we also have our people who actually enslave others, and they don't know, or rather we tend not to know, that we've been enslaved by others, and a lot more. But of course, that is what we shall be talking about. I'll be sharing a video coming from one of the platforms right here in the 254, where we have this lady explaining much more, and where she feels like the question of rather the slavery should not be blamed into, to Europeans, some of it, because apparently we also had some Africans who were part and, part and parcel of this participation and giving away and away Africans. But apart from that, we shall also be talking about Zimbabwe, which has actually been sanctioned, and this is crazy. And that's in the US is literally slapping a fresh sanction on President Mnangagwa and much more. We shall be checking onto the details why this has actually. We shall also be looking into the Rwanda UK asylum seekers who are supposed to come to Rwanda. A few months ago, you remember that Kagame said, if this does not happen, the deployment of these asylum seekers, if it doesn't happen, he shall refund all the money that he was given by the UK government. But this comes when you look at countries like Kenya, or rather when you look at the African puppets, and when you talk about the money, they always pocket the money, then come threaten us in different ways. Or if this doesn't happen, we're going to give away the money. Why isn't Kenya giving away the 36 Kenyan billion shillings that they were given to deploy the troops into Haiti and all that? So that is what we shall be discussing about, and of course, what is still happening in Haiti itself, and much more. I'll be sharing a video coming from Dr. Arikana, who talks about the sanctioning and why Africans should not be scared, which is something also Professor Lumumba said. We should not be scared when it comes to us being sanctioned, because hey, we got it. And I said it also that yesterday. Karibuni sana once again. Back to the jam. One more jam. I'll be coming back with the quote of the day as we get started with today's conversation. So don't touch that dial. This is by the one and only I want to find the right jam. I don't want to play any other non-copyrighted song. This is by the one and only Silverstone Buzz, Bobby, featuring Timmy Blanco, and I hope you guys get to enjoy this. I'll be coming back after this short musical break with a quote and straight to the matters of the day. Shout out to Case Letipa, shout out to Monster Show, shout out to Cece Bear, shout out to Kid who says, how about you answer my message? Okay, I've not checked WhatsApp, my friend. Calm down. Karibu sana. I'm not always on the phone sometimes. You gotta understand that, man. When I mean that, I mean that. Some people don't believe that I'm not always on the phone. Even if I'm on the phone, I'm not checking the messages. I'm usually maybe doing something different. But anyway, Karibu sana. I hope you're doing amazing today.
Said I'm like Cardi, you hide me. Stupid boy, he ain't hide me. Girl say she ain't fuck with him, but the bitch ain't hide me. Tell her how she ain't hide me. I've been telling her that I'm body. Put them on like Bobby, screaming free a nigga, ay. Pretty bitch, no mileage. And I hit him with that nigga, ay. Put them on like Bobby, screaming free a nigga, ay. Pretty bitch, no Molly. That y'all can chat me and give me no oddies. Screaming for your nigga, ay. Pretty bitch, no Molly. And I hit him with that nigga,
I don't like the French kiss, rather get my French fries. I be getting high, so you know I tell a bitch bye. I don't spit bars, I drop bombs like a Bin Laden. Timmy been a big problem. We don't speak to cops, nigga, you can hear a pin drop. Ask him what I saw like a fetus, I ain't seen none. Feel like I'm a god, but my demons ain't seen none. It's hard to tell you about a real nigga when I'm being one. You can see it closely, nobody could coach me. Fuck everybody that don't fuck with me, Bill Cosby. Man, I'm so high, you couldn't reach where all my toes be. Man, I'm so high, you couldn't reach me in the nosebleeds. Man, I'm so high, I really think I'm starting to nosebleed. Man, I'm so high, but it's still never Kobe. Sometimes I go deep like bitches when they know me.
Yes, that is Silverstone Buzz featuring hey yo mwenye ananisema nitoe kwa mdomo wako kabisa kabisa. But anyway, that is Silverstone Buzz featuring Timmy Blanco, and the name of the jam is Bobby. And my quote of the day today before we get started is great Tuesday morning. I'm wishing you a great Tuesday morning, and may you find on this day inspiration in the simple acts of kindness and love that you encounter today. And of course, have a blessed rest part of your week. That is still also a motivation, rather a quote from me. Shout out to Titi in the building. Shout out to Butterfly 69. Karibuni sana. Shout out to Evans Wafula once again, and to Mr. Blackwood 5 is also with us. And shout out to everyone who shall be catching this show on a replay. Those who are with us on YouTube, or those who shall be catching this later. And for those who are also joining, Karibuni sana. Shout out to Peter Ngugi and to everyone streaming on those other platforms. Now as we get started, I want to start with what is happening in Haiti, which was one of the conversations that we had yesterday, and that we saw during the weekend. There's a lot of damages, a lot of things that were happening, including 4,000 prisoners who were released by these Haitian gangs. And we also saw 2 weeks ago, or last week but one, where we had Benin also contributing into the deployment of 2,000 troops. And, this is adding the number to the 1,000 troops that Kenya is supposed to be deploying. But of course, we saw that before Kenya did admit that they have been sending troops over there, and that we have a couple of number of people are there. We've seen incidents of where one of them who died when they are actually on their way to Haiti, and that this is under unknown circumstances, and the government say that this is a government to government matter, and which I said that yesterday. This is actually a question and something that should be posed to also the troops who are agreeing to go to this deployment. Understand poverty, understand where we're coming from, understand the state of Africa, and a lot of things, especially when it comes to us helping our family and friends, which is making us to make this kind of decisions. But again, it's a high time we understand politics and something that I've been learning, when it comes to who we claim we serve. You think you're going there to serve your country, but you literally just, serving someone's else interest, which favors them, but not you as African people. Because basically that is what I feel for so long Africans have been doing. We go places, and this is even including the military bases, or the military, the soldiers and all that. You go to these places thinking that you're serving your country, but you can't find out that you've been literally doing the worst thing, apart from what you are actually, you have been thinking and all that. But yes, we saw yesterday that Haiti, after all these distractions that took place in the country, they did declare a 72-hour curfew. That was yesterday, and waking up to today, we can see that actually the gangs in Haiti are trying to seize and take control of the main airport. This is what happened on Friday, but it seems that the crises are really, really serious, because they're saying that heavy armed gangs tried to seize control of the main airport. That was yesterday, exchanging gunfire with police and soldiers in the latest attack on key government sites in an explosion of violence, and that includes a mass escape from the country's two biggest prisons. The Tausans, I can't pronounce the other name. It's a tough name for me. Forgive me. But yes, the international airport was closed when the attack occurred, with no plans operating and no passengers on site. Associated Press journalists saw an armored truck and a tarmac shooting at gangs to try and prevent them from entering the airport grounds, as scores of employees and other workers fled from the whistling bullets. It is crazy, and I don't know how the situation of Haiti can be controlled. I don't know. Basically, personally, for me, I can't say that I can literally predict or I see anything positive that can take place so far or anytime soon in Haiti. These are on my own thoughts, because we're having the US funding all these gangs, and at the same time we're having our fellow Africans being used to go attack fellow Africans. So it is actually a conflict between the Africans and also our own, the people who hold and control power in the continent of Africa. I don't know what are your thoughts regarding this. Maybe you can let me know what you feel about this. How do you feel actually Haiti can be able to actually maintain power? Because I thought actually through Africans it could be a way. But when we see countries like Benin, when you see in countries, and I remember Keith was saying Benin's people are very, very actually, stupid, sorry to say, because they don't understand a lot that is happening, in the rest parts of the world. But yes, I thought probably the same way we're hoping Congo could be saved by us as Africans, not us waiting for the UN, the AU to make a decision for us. I was also hoping maybe the rest of the African countries will be the one to save Haiti. But we're talking about puppet control states, banana republics, so it is very impossible unless revolution coups do take place. It is going to be very, very impossible for these countries to stand back and, of course, become as stable like they were before. And we know this is actually a war going on in so many places where Africans are based, in so many countries where Africans are, and it is all because of resources, and it is so crazy. Let me know what are your thoughts regarding this. What do you feel that actually, what do you think that Haiti should do, or Haitians should do? Because I believe actually they are outnumbered by the gangs at this point. I'm not sure. Let me look at the percentage of what's the population, and we know so far actually most of the country is controlled. 80% of the country is controlled by the gangs. So I'm certain they are outnumbered. I don't even need to check that. I'm certain they are outnumbered. Now add prisoners, 4,000 prisoners. I'm not sure what is going to be happening there, but it is crazy. I can't call on no AU personally. I can't call on any African countries. If only maybe Russia and that is Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso can help restore power over there, then it would be something very amazing. But personally, I lack words and any explanation to literally predict what I feel should take place or what might take place in Haiti. I just wish the country nothing but just peace, and that we want to see peace being restored in this particular place. And I don't believe anyone should be going through all this that we've seen Africans going through, the displacement of the people, people losing their homes left, right, and center. It needs to come to an end. But of course, Keith is in the building. Karibu sana.
Asante Sana, Joby. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. And
Mm.
the thing about Haiti, family,
Mhm.
ask the question. It's the same thing happening in Africa. Same thing happening in all African territories where they want to steal, whether it's the Caribbean, America, or Africa. Haiti has been made impoverished, family, the last 100 years. It went from the most wealthiest part of North America now to the poorest. So who is funding? Who they don't have money to buy guns. So where are the guns coming from? America.
Mhm.
The idea that this is some kind of humanitarian thing is a lie. The Americans caused the damn issue. The people, cats with the small hats, went in there, stabilized the country. Because there's a couple minerals in Haiti that only in Haiti and in Africa that they want. So they destabilize the country, killing people like they always do. Because the Africans never understand power, how it works. Africans only want to get fucked up, drunk, and party. So that's why. I sent you a video on your TikTok page.
TikTok.
Shout this African dude telling the truth about power globally. Tell the African understands power.
Mhm.
You'll always be impoverished. Instead of learning how to get turned up in your latest rap song and your other idiotic dumb shit that don't mean nothing, till you understand power globally, you're always going to be oppressed. Because the real creator has blessed you with wealth, real wealth, not fake paper, real wealth, and everybody else
But
wants it. Go ahead, Joby.
the question here, and I want to also understand something before I pose that question. since we know that the US is the one funding Haiti, these gangs, these goons and the gangs, with the weapons and a lot, to continue with all this destruction of the country, destabilization of the country. Yesterday, we were discussing about the illegal aliens who are now invading America. We've seen the destruction, them
But
killing. Now they're
I
brutalizing
don't
people.
I don't like to call it the American government because the American government is captured. It's a fake system of thinking that the
Okay.
Americans rule America. These bankers,
Hmm.
these cats with the small hats that
Hmm.
that got control of America back in 1930 through their fake banking scam. All the politicians in America are nothing but puppets. So America's not really a real country anymore. It's a puppet. It's a puppet. As Putin said it correctly in that interview with Tucker Carlson. Don't make no difference what president is in there. The policies never change. That's right. Because the country's actually run by the CIA and the banker class. And those are the cats with the small hats. So it's not really America per se, even though it comes under an American banner. But nobody in
Hmm.
America runs America.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. That is understood. But I want to understand something. Since we were talking about yesterday how it is most of the citizens' taxes that is being used to fund, these illegal aliens needs, like the
Yep,
health insurance, the cab, the Uber, Uber drives
yep,
you saw yesterday,
all of it.
food, the hotels. So is it the same thing that could they be using also your taxes to fund all
Course,
these
they use
wars
that to fund all this stuff. Because we don't
that
control our taxes. You send your taxes into somebody, the government controls it. And you don't have a real government no more in America. Even the white people are waking up realizing that they've been duped by the cats with the small hats. So um
crazy. This is crazy. I mean, it is okay when it makes sense when them using their your taxes to do all that they're doing in the states, but to the point now where you're
and
using
yeah,
citizens' money to now come attack Africans
they've
in the
been
Caribbean, in the
they've been
continent.
caught everywhere. Exactly. And the tax scheme that the cats with the small hats put in place in America, Joby, is actually illegal. But you're too scared now to not pay them because they'll lock your ass up. Those taxes, Joby, are illegal. They set up an illegal scam where these
Mhm.
motherfuckers don't never work and they get free money from the rest of the world. You understand how wicked this is? This system's so wicked these people have set up. They get free money out of taxes that are mostly illegal that they've set up in most of the planet. The tax money that Americans give, according to our Constitution, Joby, is illegal. But
Mhm.
they put a fake bank in America in 1930. Well, they put three of them in there. The first one the Americans got rid of was the Rothschilds. Again, the second one they got rid of, they assassinated people to make sure they. The second one they got rid of, the American people woke up and said, "Whoa, whoa, these banks are fucking us up and impoverishing us, making us
Mhm.
slaves in our own land." So they schemed again and got the last bank in that 1913. But of course, you never taught about it. Never in your school. You thought the American dollar was printed by American, all that shit, and it's not. It's created by this bank owned by the cats with the small hats, the Rothschild family. And so your taxes, so they created a tax scheme which goes against your constitution. It is illegal.
Mhm.
Who's going to stop it? Because all the politicians are bought by them. So we're paying an illegal tax system, not to the American government. Our tax system is a privately owned corporation of the Rothschilds. We're paying taxes to these cats with the small hats. And most people still don't know about it. Most people still don't even know that their tax dollars don't go to no America, go to these people. And it's illegal. It's nowhere because
I was to
it's finally on
Mhm.
TikTok. People are like, where's it say we're supposed to pay these taxes? Where's the government mandate? Where's the law? There ain't no law, moron. When they took
Mhm.
over the country in 1913, they instituted all these crazy things, and they never educated you that they were stealing money from you. It's unconstitutional, the taxes we pay in America. There's no law
The-
saying we're supposed to pay it. Go ahead, Joe.
So meaning majority of also, I'm assuming, and I think that's what you mentioned, majority of the Americans don't even know their taxes are used, to fund all these wars. I mean,
They know,
everything is coming out
yeah,
right now,
they know
but
that. They know that. They finally wait.
for,
They like,
for how long? But the question is, for how long have they known this? Because the wars, when you look all across the world, it has been ongoing in different places, all funded wars. So for how long have you been knowing? But for how long have Americans been knowing this?
well, I don't know if every American has been knowing it. They know it now because they see now that that the country doesn't even benefit them. Everybody's broke, poor. Go look at the videos on TikTok. Everybody cry, I can't even survive. Especially white people. They're not used to being poor like us. I can't, what kind of life is this? I can't pay no bills. I can't eat. I'm fucked up. And what did the country do? They sent more money to Israel because the cats with the small hats run this goddamn country. Nobody wants their money going to fucking Israel or goddamn Ukraine. Both Israeli cats with the small hat projects. Billions of dollars are going to them with no billions of dollars are helping no American people. Your tax dollars are helping you at all. And really, why do they need your tax dollars? They really don't, because that's a scam. Because these motherfuckers, Joby, print money from nothing.
True.
Imagine they're the only people how are they the only people on the planet, Joby, get to print money from nothing.
And that's why you need to do that show of explaining, because I also want to be part of that show. If you can maybe do it on a Friday on the network, you don't have to be on YouTube, of you explaining why them, why just them, who control, why them, it still puzzles me, like, why just the cat, the small cats,
because the thing is called, because it's called Ogu. I told you look at that damn video I sent you. Didn't look at it. It's called Ogu. See how my boy got it called Ogu. The entity of the Dogons created these motherfuckers. That's why it goes deep. It's spiritual wickedness. There's no accident why these people got control of the planet. Why they get to rape children, sacrifice children, drinking blood. This shit is all real. And nobody does nothing. Why think they allowed to blow up motherfuckers right now in Palestine? Is anybody said anything? No. We took them to the fake court. Did that stop it? No. Because you're dealing with an evil that most people can't even fathom. People call it fake religions. They don't know how the real world works. You better start reading them Dogon texts. That's how the real and Credo Mutwa Zulu would tell you, which are all these hidden shamans in Africa. You better know all that shit everything you've been told in your life is a lie. It's a reason why these people have been set up to control the planet. And it's from this entity that you can't see. And that's the entity that they worship. When you look at their Baphomet, their damn Moloch, all that shit they've been doing, that's what it is. You're dealing with a spiritual, wicked battle, which the Bible was taken from. The Bible's fake, but it was taken from all those ancient African texts talking about this. And that nigga Yahweh is who they worship. This wicked nigga Yahweh. He's behind. He serves the demiurge. What you're dealing with a wicked system. Because everybody's asking, how these people get so powerful? How they got the banks? How they the only people get to print money? Because it's the entity that created these motherfuckers. I'm going to just leave it at that. There's a reason why everybody's got fur on the planet and only black people got hair. It's a reason why black people are on the bottom everywhere. That's spiritual. Nothing to do with just the racism. You fighting a spiritual war. It goes deeper than just what you see on the surface. It's very, very deep. It's very, very deep.
I bet it is. But let me share this video of Dr. Arikana, who expresses the surprise that Africans fear, the sanctions from the IMF and the World Bank, which is what you're talking about, because after that, I'll be talking about where we can see Zimbabwe, which has been hit by sanctions.
That's what Tepo always told me. Tepo said, "Oh, we feel something. We can't be like somebody. We fear those sanctions because most of all, you're idiots and you're weak. You're cowardly. African people are cowardly. African man is cowardly as shit. All you have to do is unite. You won't unite because you're too tribal. Unite. How do you feel sanctions can destroy you when you're on the richest continent? If you unite, you win. But no, you keep talking your dumbass traditions that don't even work. These fucking moronic ass traditions. I'm a Kikuya. I'm a Kamba. Man, you are a moronic, impoverished nigga. That's
And
where
that's
we're
why
going.
yesterday, that was during the weekend on Sunday. We saw that rumors have it, and where there's a smoke, there's fire. That is according to me. We saw that the East Africa bloc did release an East Africa
That fake
currency.
currency. That was that fake currency I had Demore do yesterday on this show. That's all a scam. It's all fake and
Do you
phony.
feel it's a scam, or do you feel like probably they could be
No,
planning because
it's
before?
a scam. It's fake, Joby. You can't say. First of
I
all,
was
okay. Let me explain why it's a scam. First of all, you got it as a British and a French name, shilling franca, whatever it's called. You didn't even make it African. You didn't even make it Swahili.
I
The name of
know.
the currency should be African. How's it going to be a shilling franc? Now, first of all, you ain't got that right. You don't understand power. So you know it's a scam from that way. And then the ideal that it's going to be valued more than the dollar when the African doesn't make shit. You got your manufacturing. Your money's either based on this one thing, Joby. Two things: manufacturing or the resources in the ground. The African don't control shit in Africa. Now, if you control the resources underneath your feet, then the currency would be the highest rated on the planet. But you don't control shit. Your puppets don't control shit. You're too busy partying, turning up. Let's all get fucked up and drunk. Let's party. So the
That
ideal.
makes sense. That makes sense because I was hoping it was real. Because I've discussed. There's a time I was so mad about the East African community bloc never doing anything, especially when it comes to the countries involved, including DRC Congo. We should see, because so far I think we have 7, 8. I'm not sure. I think 8, 7. Somali was the latest, which joined the East African bloc community recently. And I posed the question, like, how sure are we with the crisis always going on in Somali? How sure it is even the East Africa is going to help? Do countries or do these leaders even check before they get involved in this fake made up?
It's not about the crisis. It's about power.
It is about the power. I understand that.
Brutal. It's about power. Listen
it
here.
It is about power. But if you try to look at kids.
Hold on, Joe. Let me say the language is going to be Swahili. If you don't know it, you better learn. It's not a question, because Congo knows Swahili, Tanzania knows Swahili, Uganda knows Swahili. Goddamn, now we're talking about the East African bloc. Kenya knows Swahili. These other countries don't know it. You better know it. You don't know it, then you will not be allowed to come in. Like Rwanda, Burundi, and Somalia. First, then secondly, you build a real military, not the fake shit you got in Kenya, the fake shit you got. You build a real military. So we're talking about real power, not no Captain Crunch Uganda. So you, with a real military, there won't be no terrorists. All this terrorism is created by the white man. Are you going to go in and brutally wipe them out, Joby? Brutally. You talking about why do you see no terrorism running around America, even with these legal aliens? Because right now they know they'll be wiped out. They're gonna eventually let them loose and let them do that. But with a real military, there's no Boko Haram. There's no damn Al Shabaab, because Boko Haram would have been really got rid of 10 years ago before Buhari got in. Because what's his name? Good friend Jonathan, who was the president, they're about to wipe him out. And the UN, no, don't do that. Don't stop the thing. Let's stop, because they're allowed to flourish in Africa with a real military, without no aid from no Europeans and no Europeans helping you how to do shit. You become adults again. African always got to be held hand. Somebody tell him how to do shit. Show him how. African man should be ashamed. Call yourself a goddamn man. Everybody's got to come help you, show you how to do something, show you how to be a man. Don't nobody show you how to be powerful. So if any kind of terrorism is in Somalia, for the real, I'm wiping it out that day. That day, Joby.
True.
So because they have the money, won't be funded because like I told Demore yesterday, where are the clandestine African agencies at? When you supposedly got fake independence, there was supposed to be an African CIA built the next day. You're supposed to have agents in every European country. So if you fuck around, you're gonna find out. You kill us, we kill you. We're gonna kill your presidents. We're gonna kill your ministers. Same shit they've been doing in Africa. Why hasn't Africa done a response comparable to them killing all their leaders? Because no one respects your weak ass. You're supposed to have been made an African CIA. I told you about power. You're not gonna kill me and have assassination on my continent, and you're not gonna get the same back. That's common sense.
But I was saying, hear me out. And shout out to HR. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. And shout out to Jiba Jabba with us also in the building. Shout out to Sister Michelle and Trevor listening either on the show page, Rumble, or on the radio station. My thoughts regarding this, when you talk about power, I agree with you. And of course, power does not respect weakness. Power respects power. And if you try to look at the East African community bloc, I believe actually we do have a very big chance of creating all that you're saying. Strong military bases, us actually, dropping the tribalism, dropping the borders, and even we have the capability of coming and starting our own currency. But it is so hard when you talk about people like Kagame who are part of the,
you do have the capability, but you must put it into action. You can't be coward. Can't be out. What is the white man gonna do? What's the white man gonna do? Until the African man, same really based on the African woman. African man is a coward, Joe. I'm gonna keep it 100. He's a coward, bootlicking coward. That's why his ass is always put on buses, like I showed Demore. When they just went to Italy, Ruto and the rest of these niggas, and we're not gonna get on no more buses, right? That's what they said when they left England. So when they went to that Italian conference, all these niggas were put back on buses. So I want you to understand this is a show of disrespect to the openly. That's how the European does it. He wants to make sure I openly disrespect you in your face. So once again, all these coon ass Negroes were put back on a bus in Italy. Okay, even though they say, "Oh, we're gonna help the African," they don't respect you. They put all these niggas back on buses. You niggas get on buses because you're stupid and you're broke and you're dumb. That's what you get. Okay. Wow. Till the African man grows up as a man. Grows up, Joby. Understand what power is and takes it. Not always being a milli talking in conferences and all that old dumb shit. You don't get respect, Joby, until you utilize power. And power doesn't ask, it takes.
True.
So until you understand that, that's why they scared. That's why the African man scared. Oh, the sanctions. Oh, no, the sanctions. Scared. Oh, not the sanctions. Oh, the white man's gonna sanction me, Joby. Oh, I got everything in my continent. I got all the food. I got the best land to grow shit. Oh, I got all the minerals. Oh, but the white man's gonna sanction me, Joby. What should I do?
Let me share this video very quickly. I don't have much time because we have Shmani and Kamlesh who are starting their new show today. So family, after this, kindly do tune in onto TikTok, the show page. They shall be on the Mevo camera that is on the network, and of course also
exactly
on
right.
the radio.
Him and Tinubu. Ruto's not allowed to take his convoy to Europe, nor Tinubu. Those niggas are told to get on the bus. They can do that bullshit in Africa because most of the Africans don't know these niggas don't got no power. They can't do that shit in Europe or America. Hey, nigga, you can leave your goofy cars back in Africa. When you come here, you're getting on a bus so the rest of the world can see how ridiculously without power you are. That's what you're going to do. Go ahead, Joe.
Let me share this.
The world knows what is being done to Africa is unacceptable. I remember when I started speaking to what France was doing to Africa, and I highlighted the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization. I was once talking to a class at one of the universities, and one of the students was French. even as late as last year, he asked a question and he said, Ambassador, I grew up in France. And
Oh, Joby can share the link. Joby can share the link in the chat room. Let's see if I can share it. Go ahead, Joby.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can share it in the chat room if you want to join, brother.
Okay.
Civilized. And the French went to Africa to civilize the Africans.
Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. It's the best combination of political freedom, economic prosperity, and social cohesion that the humankind has been able to build.
I can't do it. Joby has to put the link in the chat room. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it on mine. I'm on a phone.
Let me try.
You best to grab the link, brother. You want to come on in? Yeah. Nubian Pharaoh. Joby has to grab the link. There it is. So you can join. That's the link right there. There you go.
Rest of the world, and you know very well, Federica, is not exactly a garden.
Yeah, they know.
The rest of the world
must. The African man is a weakling. In the head. He's easily coddled with his drink and his alcohol and his partying, but he don't talk about power. He's always about, oh, can you give me a handout? What? Handout? You moron! You're the richest continent on the planet. How you talking about a handout? How about you get a goddamn spine? Go ahead, Joe.
Could invade the garden, and the gardeners should take care of it.
And his realization was that Black people, 9 segments, which is the highest gene segment. The second race, I won't mention their color, they don't look like us. Their gene segment is 6. And then 5. Wow. Blacks have the highest gene segment. Clearly more intelligent. Yeah. I can't help it, it is the
You're the most intelligent people on the planet. You're coward. You're coward. See, I've been told black people, you're the most intelligent people on the planet, but you're coward. You're a goddamn coward. That's the problem with African men. You're cowards. How can you be the smartest men on the planet and the richest continent on the planet, but everybody's fucking impoverished? You're a coward. I know we don't like to hear the truth, but you're a coward. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, some African men, not all of them.
The majority, Joby. No, not all. The majority of cowards.
And to make sure, we got to prove that Black people are inferior. And they went high and low, looked everywhere, and every rock they could turn, and they still came back to the same place. Life, as we know it, began in Africa. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
They're the same ones who came up with the gene segment issue. But what they do is they don't want to bring it all out and make sure it's in our history books. But whose fault is that? We're still using the old colonial textbooks.
Exactly. So I put there, and which
Africans don't even know they're the original people yet. Still, these bootlicking handkerchief head Negroes who control these puppet ass niggas ain't even told the African today, hey moron, you're the ancient people. There's nobody older than you are the beginning. They still got Bibles with white people calling themselves Adam and Eve. Like what?
Which is the topic and a question as well, which I posed today. Should the ongoing continuation of slavery, because we have to admit that the modern day-to-day slavery is still here. Slavery is still, very active.
It never stops. That's what hate is about. Exactly.
Should we blame us as Africans? Should we blame, because we have the Africans, we ourselves to blame, politicians.
You got to blame the European that started, of course. But now you got to blame African people who haven't stopped it. All right?
If you talk about Europeans, again, we go back to history, Keith, because with the video I was to share and why I post this topic and what Dr. Arikana just said, if you look at education, we're still being lied to. You know, we're less of humans. We came from monkeys. We're not powerful. The Chinese, the white people are the most intelligent people, and we took it. And still, this is being fed highly to most of our brothers and sisters. You know?
That's what I said. And so that's like I said, we're the only people got leaders in African America that work against us. Can you imagine? We're the only people that got leaders that work against our own fucking interests. Every African so-called leader is a no good, dirty puppet on the continent. Every last one of them, except for Ibrahim Traore and the ones up in Niger, the ones that just three. My problem, let me say the three. That's why they're trying to constantly assassinate him and now trying to call them dictators and all other kind of lies. Because Africa, you're not even allowed to know the truth. Exactly. All these books, like when that book in Ghana was telling the truth, they said, "Oh no, get this book out of here." You're not even allowed to know. So you grow up in a system that you gotta pay for, Joby, with all these fake school fees. You're paying for a system that teaches you nothing but lies. So why didn't Jomo, this fake puppet ass nigga who got control of the country supposedly, which is a lie, create a goddamn curriculum to benefit African people and teach them the truth? Why didn't this other fake ass Negro called Nelson Mandela, this fake puppet ass homosexual ass Negro, why didn't he get changing the curriculum in South Africa when he got supposedly control? Because they don't got control, and you're supposed to be backward and stupid. Go ahead, Joe.
And I think if we talk about the first presidents, let's just, and we know the truth, those who they were sellouts of our own land and our own culture and so much and so on. But if you look at the recent presidents, like I want to give an example with Uhuru Kenyatta, who recently in his term, he said and explained very well with the border. You know, you guys need to understand, you need to let go of these borders. You're not the ones who formed this. This is a law and of someone who makes
you feel good because he knows more than most African people. But why didn't he take it down? Why didn't he take it down, Joe?
Exactly. So I believe because they have no power and the means to, they are controlled. They have no power, you know. So, and this is why I'm asking again, because if you take us back to, you know, with this video I'll be sharing here, we know that
let me say something that you said on Africa today. And I told you that guy wasn't Camlish. I told that guy wasn't Camlish in the chat room yesterday.
I've not asked Camlish. He's in, but I've not talked to Camlish to ask him if it was in.
You don't want to let that go. That guy.
I want to check his YouTube game.
His part. That guy knew too much. He knew much more than Camlish. I knew that wasn't Camlish. Anyway, like I said, Joby, but keep your thought. When you look at that video, that's funny. That Namibian, you said, and he said, "Hey, that looks just like somebody in Kenya." See, that's how detached you are even from Africa now, Joby. You are exactly the same people. The idea that you look at somebody in Namibia and say, "Oh, that looks like somebody from Kenya." When you didn't have borders, Joby, Africans, I want you to understand this, Africans walked freely throughout the continent. There could have been people, it wasn't called Kenya back then, who walked to Namibia. But when the white man came in and started colonizing, cut the borders off, there was no walking freely throughout Africa no more. You understand, Africans didn't stay in one place. Some would walk around the continent. This is the history of Africa. So just the thing of you looking at this lady, not knowing that she's also you, that's how detached and fucked up they've made the educational system in Africa. Now, a white person in Australia knows the white person in New York is their ass. Or the motherfucker in England know the motherfucker in Germany is them. They know that. The old guys say, "Oh, they look just like me." No, they know they are them. The African be like, "Is the Nigerian me?" Yeah, stupid. Yeah. The borders didn't exist. Africans walked freely throughout the border. Like I told you, Eswatini come from, they wouldn't even consider what you call the Kikuyu, but they come from that area. The people Eswatini, Swaziland, came from that part of Kenya about 400 years ago. They left. Are they the different people now? No. Genetically, they're the same people who came from that part of Kenya. but they created a new kingdom in Southern Africa, in South Africa, called Swaziland or Eswatini. The same fucking people. So the ignorance is what they also thrive on, the ignorance of African people, Joe. You know.
Sure.
So you go ahead, play your video. See what she said.
And these diaspora wars between Africans from the continent and our distant relatives in the Americas are really getting out of hand. The amount of hate I received in the...
Yeah, because pause it before she started talking. I told you guys this was coming. I told you guys, I said, once the African Americans with this internet start hooking back up, there's a threat to small hat white power. So they're going to make a psyop and tell the dumbass African American, who's a moron too, the Africans don't like you. You're not even part of them. That's why you got to have these Negroes now calling themselves Indians. Right? They want to be talking about their Africans. And Joby showed you that Joby showed you that history. I didn't even know. The Africans even knew the tribes that they came from in that part of Louisiana. And they take those Africans in Africa. Those Africans even knew their tribes when they was rising up in slavery in Louisiana, where they came from. Some came from Angola, some came from Guinea, some came from Mozambique. They knew where they even came from. But you got the psyop down the internet with these, especially, it's mostly coming from these moronic African-American dumbass Negroes. I'm not even African, and you Africans are no damn good. Hey, I don't want to go to Africa because it's dirty. So they believe everything that the white man told. It's dirty and you're backwards. All that shit, right? Same thing that Africans believe about the African Americans. We're all drug dealers. We're all gangsters. We don't control the media. I ain't never been no gangster. I did sell drugs when I was a kid, but
that is all we think.
Go ahead, Joe. Let me go ahead and play.
Last days, in the comment sections of my last is really disturbing. For those who blame Africans for the transatlantic slave trade and claim that we sold your ancestors, I want to give you one example to show you how both our histories, the history of the transatlantic slave trade on the one hand, and the history of colonialism on the African continent.
So wicked this white man is, right? He tells the Africans, when the coons they let off because you can't leave Africa with no visa unless you're a coon. You getting thoroughly vetted unless you're a coon, white ass kissing, doodle licking ass nigga, or you get any kind of damn visa to bring your ass to America. You're gonna be you damn sure gonna be a coon. And I let no righteous revolutionaries over here. So they tell them, you know the spiel I try to teach you guys. When the Africans want to come to America, they want to move. They say, listen here, you get there, you get away from these African American niggas. They're gonna be brutal. They're gonna try to kill you. They're violent. They're gangster. And the African like, oh what? So they worship white people. So they believe, oh shit, what? Oh my God. Oh. So they all fucked up in their head, right? They're the most morons. So then they kill the African American. You know, these African niggas don't even like you. They the ones soldier people into slavery. These no good niggas on the continent. Did they ever come for you? This is what you've been told. Did these niggas ever come for you? Not knowing that the African was colonized and didn't know shit. Didn't even know his history about being enslaved, right? So they don't teach the dumbass African American that, you know, these niggas enslaved you. They were willing with the Europeans. They don't blame the Europeans. They said these niggas in these kingdoms in Africa sold your family into slavery. They don't teach you there were wars in Africa, family. Wars of Africans fighting to stop slavery. There were wars throughout the continent of Africans fighting. Of course, you had a few chiefs that were fucked up, which I mentioned. That's why you can't, when Joby says Benin, fuck Benin. Fuck the Dahomey Empire. I'm glad when they got crushed, it crushed that wicked ass shit. That's that movie, that African king, that woman king shit came from. They were willing participants in the slave trade. So when they got fucking crushed by the Europeans, I don't got no sympathy. Crushed they fucking back. But that's an anomaly. That wasn't the majority of African kingdom. There were wars. It's just that we were outgunned and outmatched. Okay? Understand that. When the European gets to lie and tell you, it's your people that slowed you into slavery, that's a goddamn lie. Because if that was the case, why were the wars? Why were they constantly coming back and raiding Africans? Huh? And that's why they came back later with the colonization, because they took so many of us out of Africa and said, now we can finally get this whole motherfucking apple. There's enough men that we've taken out the continent. Now we can come back and get it all. We ain't got to just take the slavery over there and build our empires in the West, in Brazil, America, Jamaica, Haiti, Colombia. Now we weaken this goddamn continent enough. Now we can come get the whole goddamn pie. Now we get it all. Understand this. But you know how brutal this European is. And then as they came into colonization, the dumb kings that did have all their empires fell. All their kingdoms all fell over. They didn't have no more, they didn't have the people to fight. And the whole thing about colonialism is like slavery. African was not supposed to survive colonialism. It's just a dirty secret never taught in the fake history books. You were supposed to be wiped out on the continent. You think there was genocide after genocide on the continent because you wasn't supposed to be wiped out? And you're not taught that none of your African history books. You're still worshiping people that are your enemy. So you got people running around carrying goddamn Kenya today with black people smiling in their fucking face. With your goddamn enemy. How'd they get there? How'd they get to Karen, Nairobi? How'd they get there? Why are they there? Why have you been taught that history? They ain't come to be your fucking friend. You wasn't supposed to exist. You were supposed to be wiped out. You got niggas still in churches and eating and fucking mosques, worshiping your goddamn enemy. Yeah, I'm gonna be brutal with that ass because you are looked at as a moron globally. You're the only group of people that worship your conqueror, worship your enslaver. Okay?
Let me finish up this one as we wind up.
Okay, go, let's
are deeply entangled. The same naval forces that the British Empire used to patrol the west coast of Africa in order to, as they claimed, abolish the slave trade, a slave trade that they have been profiting of and controlling for more than 400 years, were the same ships that Britain used to conquer, destroy, loot, and colonize the ancient West African empires, such as the Kingdom of Benin. The British colonial forces claimed that the reason for the destruction of these empires was to end the slave trade and to bring civilization. And this was just a
bring civilization to the people that civilized the world. See, and that's why, and family, what you know, these cities in Africa, they burned them down to the ground and then they buried them. So now in your history book, you think you was in a tree, you had no civilizations. These are all lies. Now you're growing up with history of lies. Talking about they were there to stop the slave trade. Look at they once were implementing the slave trade. And she right, benefiting from it. That's how duplicitous and wicked these people are. They engage in slavery. And remember, those boats were named the good shit Jesus. They fucking fake ass Jesus taking you to slavery. And as they take you into slavery, they know that now, like you tell the truth, they always weaken the continent. Now I can take it all. You don't have enough numbers now. I have to take all of it. So they came back in, and this is a new country goddamn artifact. They start taking all your gold, all your shit. Because they never all your cities, never been down of your civilization. They burned them down to the ground and then they buried them. You know, they buried your city. And then taught you a narrative of you being some kind of savage. But it's the African that taught the world. These people just showed up on the planet 2 days ago. You know, the little dirty secret they don't tell you. Talking about them damn they civilized. I'd have fucked them somebody civilized you. And you for millions of years. You civilized the planet. Like I told Joby, this is a black planet whether you like it or not. China was black. America was black. South America was black. Australia was black. Europe was black. Every place on the planet was black. That's what they don't like. And I don't give a shit that they don't like.
Text. So I'm not sure if those who claim that we Africans sold your ancestors do realize that you are simply playing into the hands of the oppressor. So please, let's stop the blame game and understand that none of us can be free until all of us are free.
Yeah, and that is the video over there that made me pause, because it's been going on. And I understand she says that because a lot of history is not taught when it comes to, a lot of information is hidden from the black people in America, from the black people in the continent. History has been misinterpreted and destroyed from both ends. And this is why you see, the hate, like, what we can see in Gambia, and which you've been also saying, and which she also said, the hate is there when it comes to some of the African people not understanding the black Americans, coming to the continent and assuming that they are wealthy or don't go through oppression and all that. It is crazy. But let me go through the comments very quickly.
But you show that's not true, Joe. You showed that African young boy got stabbed to death for just being African.
Yeah, man.
In LA, in my home city of Los Angeles. Most niggas got the continent. Oh, I want to go to LA. I want to go to LA too. You know
it's crazy. Bashara Tujibajaba, Karibu Sana, you were saying earlier that plus in America the public is armed as well as the military. We can organize to fight internal actors. And I also see you are saying that why didn't Ruto take his 100 convoy to Italy? It's SUV. He couldn't, man. He had to zebra cross like the rest of the people. And then I also see Namibia Pharaoh was saying that I hope you grab the link, or rather I hope next time when you want to join, there is the link. We can be able to share the link, and of course you can also come and give your thoughts and points here. You are welcome. Jibajaba also says that nothing in Europe interests me, and also adds that there are no jungles in Africa, correct? No, we don't have jungles. We have forests, beautiful forests. Okay, we have
jungle. You know that Jibba Jabba grew up our whole life being called jungle bunnies and no good dirty niggas from Africa. Now, and when I went to Africa, I was like, where are these jungles at, man? And where are the jungles? They show Tarzan movies of black people. Of course, we didn't want to identify with Africa because it was looked at as all fucked up, right? We didn't even want to be Africans. Like Africa, man, no, man. We don't want to be no damn African. Are you crazy? They got flies on their face. They can't wash their ass. Like, nah, we don't. Like when Joby showed that video of that guy was saying, listen, lady, you got to move your car. You shut up. I'll send your ass back to Africa.
Shout out to Bliss-Should, Karibu Sana. Hope you're doing amazing. Welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network. And of course, subscribe if this is your first time right here.
The Black American Tanzania. Hey, I'm Black American in Tanzania all the time too. That's where I send my crew at. I think I'm gonna send them for Christmas break to Tanzania. I'm gonna start saving up now. Not Mombasa. I think I sent them over to Dar es Salaam and over to
This time it's gonna be good. I promise. It's gonna be amazing.
You ain't gonna try to knock nobody in the head with a lamp, Joe.
I have nobody to knock, man. I have nobody. Oh man, so it go down. It goes down.
I think I'm gonna send them over to Tanzania and over to Zanzibar. How you liking Tanzania, brother? I love that place. I've seen people richer than me than from in Africa. Yeah, of course. But you're on the wealthiest continent, so there's not supposed to be nobody poor in Africa. Shit, all that wealth is going to Asians and Europeans and fucking fake Arabs. All that money. So it's to make sure Africans stay stupid, stay broke. But yeah, just be careful, brother, when you're over there. Absorb the culture. Don't take everything too literally, because we are, coming back as outsiders. So we're learning their culture. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Don't be all sensitive.
Yeah, Tanzanians are welcoming. I hope you can tell us.
All Africans are welcoming, Joey, but they still got to think of They don't mind seeing other white people get rich in Africa, but if you're a black person rich, they get it's the jealousy thing. That's why I tell people don't go to the Gambia. I've been told, you guys remember we interviewed Black Acres of the Gambia? Even though I loved when they went over, I said, no, I wouldn't pick no Gambia. That been out. No. But anyway.
Right. But anyway, family, asanteni sana, and thank you so much, Blaze. I hope you have subscribed. We have amazing shows lined up after this on our TikTok page, on our network app. Kindly download the app if you don't have it.
Yeah, I think those guys are gonna put. Are they gonna be playing music, Joby? So I think they're gonna probably be on the app. Are they gonna be playing music?
Yeah, they'll be playing music. They'll be checking the latest, reviewing the latest music that is on TikTok and also on TikTok.
Okay, then I think Joby's gonna put them on Mevo or either streaming on the network because it's gonna be copyrighted music. So so that's what they're gonna be at. So either go to the network family, blackoutfirenetwork.com, or download the app at Black Out Fire Network at your Google Play Store, and you'll be able to see Camless and Shamani do their thing. But like I said, it's out there. It's funny we're starting to get reach again. But they took us down. What's going on? Hey, you didn't even show up last night, Big Cheese. You called me a liar. Joby called me. You see when Joby looked at me like,
I know you did the show. I know you did. I saw the comments on the network. I know.
You said Joby threw me on the bus.
He did the show. So if you didn't trust him, that's up to you, man. That is up to you. If you didn't catch up with Keith, you missed a whole lot. I saw you guys were discussing on breaks.
I'm sorry, family. I must have white women now. You said your ancestors are Nigerian and Jamaican, so you must have white women now. You know the Jamaican and the Nigerian. Remember, most of the Jamaicans are from Nigeria. That's where they're from, Nigeria and Ghana. That's their lineage. They are not. That's why I told you those are the two coolest niggas on the planet: the Jamaicans and the Nigerians. And they one and the same. That's the funny. They're one and the goddamn same. The Nigerian
family.
Anyway,
let me wrap it up. Asante Sana. Thank you, Big Cheese, for tuning in. Thank you, Blaze, and welcome to the Black on Fire Network.
He didn't even show up with his ass trying to throw me in the bus. I'm going live, family, every night, right? After Joby and them get done with their culture show, well, not a little later. I'm probably gonna come out like 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central every night on the network, so I can do the bullshit shows on the weekend. I get all my frustration and the real talk on the network where I can tell the truth without being censored. Okay, so
peace, family.
Play reggae and they will be all over you. Exactly. I just play reggae. White women love reggae.
Keith,
right?
Come back tonight and do your show, and then you tell them all this. Come back later.
This the woman that don't answer no damn text with her ass.
I did. But anyway, thank you so much to Big Cheese. Thank you so much, Blaze, and welcome to the Blackout Fire Network. Kindly subscribe so that you can be catching up with the shows.
Back on TikTok. I'm trying to promote. Come back on TikTok, family. We're on the network where Shamani and Camus are coming up next.
Yeah, Jiba Jabba, Santi Sana, Sister Michelle, and to all the amazing silent listeners. You've been quite a lot of you today, this morning, and I appreciate you so much for catching up with today's and this morning's Pan-African Bliss Show. For those who shall be watching this on a replay, kindly leave your comments behind, and I thank those who also do leave their comments behind. I've been checking, and I appreciate your sentiments and thoughts regarding everything we get to discuss right here. I see Jiba Jabba say the flashlights, Joby, it time's up, period, man. If you like keep talk, we're gonna talk till tomorrow. You guys know that, so no. Well, no, we're not doing that today. Much love, family, and remember to come back in. We shall be on
don't be a punk ass African. That's my last one.
Peace.